Hi guys, welcome back to Crafted Custom Creations. Today I'm going to run through a quick tutorial on how to make these photo shutters, the perfect handmade gift for all your loved ones. So guys, I've pre-made some boxes in Silhouette Studio. What I'm going to do is I've ungrouped them and I'm going to highlight them so you can see the sizes. The sizes are in the video. You can pause the video and take a note of them. It's worth noting that the gap in between the two boxes is 1.5 centimeters all the way around. I do use a little line marker that I make just to drop into the middle of there so I can check that it is all square. The materials I use today, guys, are not top quality materials, so you will notice the photo quality is poor. That's just because I'm printing on sublimation paper and not photo paper for the purpose of this demonstration. So what we're going to do now is we're going to drag our writing in. Now we've got our boxes. So treasured memories is what I've gone for. We're going to print this with the laser printer because we're going to hot foil transfer it. So we'll send that to print and then we'll head over to the printer where we're going to take that off and then go through the foiling process. The laser printer that I use is the Brother LC3210. It's a 4-colour toner printer. I am looking to buy another one that just prints mono. So that's it out the printer. We're now just going to cut a piece of foil roughly to the size to go over the top of it. We'll place this foil down, gold side up. We'll cover it with a piece of paper. And then we're just going to pop it through the laminator. We do pop it through twice, but I have sped the video up just to keep it as short as possible for you. So now we're going to peel it. I do need to get my tweezers at this point because my fingers are too chunky to get underneath that foil. And then, as you can see, that's transferred beautiful. We'll zoom in just a touch there. Gold holographic foil onto the card. Now we're going to pop that through the cutter, get them two main panels cut out, the front and the back. The cutter's just working away. I have sped this up a touch just so you're not seeing the whole thing cut. So here we are. Once you've got your panels cut out, just move the excess edging and then move the inserts of the two panels. And there you can see perfectly cut our front and back. So now we're going to cut the main slats out. So there is 5 slats, as you can see. Again, I'm just going to highlight the lines so you can see the sizes and margins. There's a 3 centimeter gap between these, which I've marked with a little line bar there. People have different ways of doing it. This is just the way I prefer to do it. So we're now going to send that to the cutter and get them cut out. If you don't have an electronic cutter, you can always do these by hand. Just use the same measurements. You could cut them out with scissors. Preferably I would probably use a crafting knife as the blade's a lot smaller, a lot thinner. So here we are, them are in the cutter now. We'll get them cut out and then we'll move on to showing you how they're applied. So I'm just going to peel the edging away again, and that leaves us our 5 slats in the middle. We'll round them up and we'll put our back down. This really is a nice simple craft and it is very nice to look at once it's done. So as you can see, I've laid the slat from side to side. What I'm now going to do is put tape on the bottom of the slat and attach it to the frame so the flap's able to fold backwards on itself. I'll repeat this process all the way through. I will just skip the video forward as you don't need to see it every time. As you can see, I've left the tape hanging off the bottom there. The reason for that is you're going to tape that one under the back, so you're going to wrap it round and tape it to the back, meaning that one can still fold over too. Once that's done, you're then going to start the second lot of taping. Again, taping the opposite side this time. You're going to put the tape on the top of the shutter, but not stick the top of it to anything, so the shutter folds back, and then we'll fix the second piece to it. I'll explain this more as I get through the video. They can be quite fidgety if you've got fingers like mine. Normally I would use a pick. So as you can see here, I've placed the tape on the top of the shutter door, but I'm not sticking it to the shutter above because I want to pull it back over on itself just like that. I'm going to repeat this process with all the other slats, and then I'll show you how we attach the frame to it. So again, just skipping the video forward a touch. Now we're ready to put that frame in place. So take note that there's 4 clear slats in view, so we want to place the front of the card over them 4 slats, leaving the top slat obscured from view. And then as you can see guys, there's the shutters working backwards and forwards. So the next thing we need to do is prepare the photos for them. So here we are. This time I'm using print and cut. So those of you familiar with print and cut, ordinarily you would put the pictures in you want, you would trace them and then cut them out, but we're not going to do that. So again, I'll just marginalize the columns for you so you can see the sizes of them. These ones are shorter, but there is still a 3 centimeter gap between each one. So as you can see, the sizes are highlighted again there. We'll drop the photos into the frames, but we're not going to trace these guys. So when we send it, the only thing it's going to want to cut is the slats. Again, you could do these by hand if you really wanted to, using scissors or a craft knife. I'm just a bit lazy and I like to do everything with the cutter. So I'm going to send this to the printer now. We'll get it off the printer and then we'll put it into the cutter and get them cut out. So here we are, just feeding them through the cutter. We'll get them cut out nice and quickly, move on to picking the slats up and putting them into the photo frame. So again guys, just peel the excess. As you can see, that's cut perfect on the lines. This is why I love using precision cutting, it makes life so much easier. I'll just add that this cutting mat is my old mat, which I use for card and paper and stuff. I don't use my good mats for this because quite often card will get stuck to them. So again, my fingers are having a bit of trouble picking this up, so I'll just get the pick there, slide it underneath it, and then as you can see, all the slats are coming up one by one. So we'll move this forward a little bit. Now I use Pritt stick, you can use any glue you like. You make sure when you put these onto the slats that they do go under the edges. You don't want any protruding, otherwise the slats won't work in the way they're meant to work. So again guys, it's just glue, stick, repeat. Once you've done the first side, you just rotate the shutter and then repeat, Pritt stick and stick down, and that's it, done. So it really is as simple as that guys. Nice easy tutorial for you today. I hope you have enjoyed it. If it's helped you in any way, please consider liking, subscribing, hitting that notification bell. We are trying to get more and more out. I know we're putting a lot of shorts out at the minute on the build up to Christmas, but we will be doing more tutorials. So until next time guys, thanks for watching and keep crafting.